Si comes tienes que lavar tu plato, Firulais. Anda, enjuágalo bien. No me gruñas. A ver, con la esponja eso. Y enjuaga bien que luego deja todo jabonoso. Eso así, muy bien, aunque de malas.
Welcome to the motherfucking we're covering today's top boxing news.
Okay, we'll start with this, what is an interesting tweet that was sent to me as it pertains to Claressa Shields. A guy who goes by the name Mike McClure Jr. said, "The way media treats Claressa Shields is rooted in more than boxing. She's dominant, outspoken, and a dark-skinned black woman."
What does the media do to Claressa Shields besides praise her for her accomplishments?
Too often, when dark-skinned women rise, they're unfairly criticized, mocked, and minimized, while the harm done to them gets overlooked. We've seen it with the Williams sisters, Viola Davis, and so many others.
Well, what media are you referring to? Because neither Ring Magazine or Boxing Scene or Bad Left Hook or any of the preeminent boxing periodicals in the industry have said an ill word about Claressa Shields. If anybody's saying anything, it's not necessarily the media, but the fans themselves.
Black men in sports, media, and positions of influence have to speak up. Silence only protects the system.
This is a deflection tactic, is what it is. It's intended to make Claressa Shields seem innocent in the eyes of the public by vilifying anyone who would criticize her on the premise that she's being treated unfairly by the media, but the media themselves don't go after her. Nobody at Ring Magazine, a Boxing Scene, a Bad Left Hook, or any of the boxing periodicals, the big ones, have gone after Claressa Shields. So if you're referring to the media, you must be talking about content creators, which are tantamount to boxing fans, the fans themselves, and some of them don't like Claressa.
Though what are you proposing? That they should tailor their responses to her behavior on the premise of her skin color? You think they're supposed to pull their punches? Monique Hill will have none of it, saying people are quiet because it is out of control. She needs help. Upholding it only continues to lead her in the wrong direction. This is not an attack on any dark-skinned black woman. This is about a woman,
not plural,
who needs help controlling her emotions outside of a professional career. To which Claressa herself responded, "Inaccurate. You not about to paint me out like that. This is the first incident I've ever had outside of boxing. Get out of here." To which Monique responded, "Actually, it's not. I see your videos, the live streams, the posts, etc., where you cuss and call people broke, ugly, black, and bald-headed. That is the behavior that you are trying to claim victim of, but you are doing the same to others. I don't hate you, but I hear you speak on God."
Claressa didn't respond to Monique after that because there is no response. Monique is on the money. She hit the nail on the head.
Contrary to what that Mike McClure guy said, none of the major boxing periodicals or boxing outfits are targeting Claressa unfairly. They seldom ever say an ill word about her, and they haven't had much to say about her crashing MVP's party,
Which I don't even know if she was invited to.
and starting something with Alicia Baumgartner, because nobody believes it was Alicia that walked over to Claressa and started this thing. Everybody knows how it happened.
Alicia is an MVP fighter at an MVP after party. She has a reason to be there, but why is Claressa? You neither like the co-founders of MVP or the outfit itself and many of its fighters, so what the fuck were you doing there?
Who invited you?
Thus, to present what took place at that after party as being anything other than unruly, unprofessional behavior is disingenuous.
It's not like she's selling a fight. There is no fight made between her and Alicia Baumgartner.
It's not like she's there to promote anything in association with MVP because she doesn't do any business with them. If anything, she's there to promote herself.
Go promote yourself at your own after party. Or go promote yourself at Salita Promotions because he's your promoter. What are you doing over there? Near as I can tell, Claressa Shields went somewhere where she wasn't wanted, she started some shit, and she got herself banned. Nobody's treating her unfairly. They're treating her how she's supposed to be treated, and to present it as anything other than that.
There's too many Jussie Smollets on the internet.
Manufacturing some invisible enemy, this victim culture where she's been unfairly targeted. It's not the media saying anything about her, it's the fans themselves, because they're sick of her, they're sick of seeing these situations that she starts.
By now, everybody knows she's the one started the beef with Jake Paul and Keith Thurman. Thurman,
and Rolly Romero, before she started targeting them, they never said an ill word about her.
she started that shit like she started the shit with Cameron Giles.
Because she's the one that starts all this shit. So when something pops off at an MVP after party that she attended,
We know who started it.
so why is Mike McClure making it about color and colorism?
Because he can't actually defend what she did, so he has to try to make it about something else. It's your textbook straw man argument. You can't win this one, so you manufacture another.
A different argument that you figure maybe you can win.
Of MVP and Baumgartner's statements were lies. That is defamation of character. For those who saw the video of Baumgartner threatening me, telling me I'll beat your ass right now, biatch, that is a threat.
There were two very big security guards wedged in between you and Alicia Baumgartner, and you're the one that reached over them to take a swipe at her, a cheap shot at her. That's what the video shows.
Irrespective of whatever she said, you're the one who deliberately took it to the next level.
So now that I'm looking at statements and I'm seeing people lie, it's okay because I'm not going to handle it with the law. I'm going to handle it with the court.
This woman is a fucking moron. Did you catch what she said? Let's play it back. Let's hear it again.
I'm not going to handle it with the law. I'm going to handle it with the court.
And what the fuck do you think the court is?
Court of law!
I think she kinda realized there how fucking stupid she sounded, that she's got a penchant for speaking without thinking first.
Y'all going to get sued for defamation of character. All of y'all up over there.
I think it's been about a week since Clarissa Shields made those statements, that idle threat that she's gonna go through the courts to sue them for defamation.
Where I don't think she knows what defamation is, because all MVP said was she's banned from any of their future events on the premise that she reached over two security guards and struck one of their fighters, all of which is corroborated on video.
Are you a fucking moron?
Yes, and it is that idiocy that they're enabling, that guys like Mike McClure are defending.
She's not the victim. She is the antagonist. And I'm sure that in the absence of an actual fight and a fight date, Clarissa's got all the time in the world to dedicate to this. She would like nothing more than to continually go back and forth with MVP, their fighters, their co-founders, to siphon as much promotion out of this as possible. But MVP's already nipped it in the bud. Moving forward, you can't attend any of their events. That'll solve it. Promote yourself some other kind of way.
The shit is corny.
Elsewhere in the world of boxing, Vasyl Lomachenko now wants Charlie Suarez for his comeback fight, official says. Vasyl Lomachenko is targeting recent super featherweight title challenger Charlie Suarez for his comeback fight after more than a 2-year hiatus, Boxing Scene learned on Wednesday. An official briefed on Lomachenko's plans said Lomachenko, 18-3 with 12 knockouts, wants to take what he considers a tune-up fight against the undefeated fighter from the Philippines and will be ready for the bout after Suarez, 18-0 with 10 KOs, participates in the July 11th San Francisco Civic Center card that's expected to draw a large outdoor audience with mostly free attendance. Lomachenko views the Suarez bout as ideal. An official familiar with the matter told Boxing Scene in Victory, Lomachenko reasons he can next meet unified super featherweight champion Emmanuel Navarrete. Suarez is the mandatory WBO challenger to Mexico's Navarrete after the pair fought to a controversial no contest in May of the previous year. When a cut over Navarrete's eye stopped the bout and was ruled the result of an accidental headbutt, that sent the fight to the scorecards and Navarrete won 77-76
on two judges' scorecards and 78-75.
But the video replay that later emerged showed the cut was caused by a Suarez punch, meaning that he should have won. The California State Athletic Commission changed the Navarrete victory to a no contest, and the WBO ordered a rematch. Navarrete, 31, in February, stopped then IBF champion Eduardo Sugar Munoz in Arizona to become unified champion at 130 as Suarez moved to his July fight to keep busy. Lomachenko has left his former promoter Top Rank and is being represented by a new group. Suarez is now being promoted by Samson Lukowicz.
There seems to be an errant mystery as to who is financing Vasyl Lomachenko's ring return. I speculate it's gotta be Turkey LL Sheikh, and there may be some involvement from Zmufa.
Navarrete is still being promoted by Top Rank, said recently in his first public comments on the possibility that the former three-weight world champion Lomachenko is targeting him, that he's keeping his options open as his next career move awaits. WBO IBF super featherweight champion Navarrete said, "If he comes for me, then I'll focus on him."
Focusing on Suarez, I believe that it will take a generous offer to get Charlie to move off of his mandated title fight with Emmanuel to instead gamble his position against Loma.
In layman's terms, they're gonna have to pay to play. To get Charlie to move off Emmanuel to fight Loma instead, you're gonna have to pay him more than he would have made fighting Emmanuel.
Otherwise, why would he do it? Why would he gamble his shot at not one but two alphabet titles to fight Loma instead? There needs to be an incentive, a financial one. In a conversation with ESPN Knockout, three-weight world champion Navarrete spoke of his respect for Lomachenko and his legacy after the two-time Olympic gold medalist walked away from the sport after defeating George Kambosos for the IBF title 2 years ago. He's already done more than enough, right? Navarrete said. He's done a lot of impressive and good things. Lomachenko lost only to world champions in Orlando Salido in his second pro bout, Devin Haney, and Teofimo Lopez, while amassing world titles in 3 weight classes and once stopping 4 consecutive opponents on their stools, including fellow two-time Olympic champion Guillermo Rigondeaux, to earn the nickname Lomachenko.
Navarrete 31 has interest in Saturday's WBC super featherweight title defense by champion Oshaki Foster versus Raymond Ford, after Foster sat ringside for Navarrete's most recent win. Ultimately, Lomachenko is a far greater draw for a Navarrete bout that could land anywhere in the southwest United States, Las Vegas, Phoenix, LA, and perform strongly.
Yeah, but momentarily the focus has shifted from Emmanuel over to Charlie Suarez. Theoretically, if Vasyl Lomachenko can take care of that guy and get the WBO to sanction it,
And I don't think that'll take much convincing.
he can take care of that problem for Emmanuel Navarrete that would leave him free to unify with the winner of Saturday's fight later on in the year, while Vasyl Lomachenko takes care of Charlie later on in the year.
Boxing Scene learned on Wednesday that no negotiations of substance have occurred between Lomachenko's representatives and those of another prominent lightweight champion believed to be on Loma's list, Gervonta Davis.
Why would they? Gervonta Davis still has that domestic abuse case to deal with, so let's not waste any time on him.
So we still don't know who it is specifically that is financing Vasyl Lomachenko's return. It could be Turkey LL Sheikh, or it could be Turkey via Zuffa. Maybe they want to use Vasyl Lomachenko's notoriety to increase their own brand power.
Ultimately, it's gonna be the money that determines what happens, and Turkey and Zuffa have plenty of that, so I wouldn't worry.
Now, if Vasyl Lomachenko can get Charlie to fight him towards the end of the year, then Emmanuel can shift his focus over to the winner of Saturday's fight, irrespective of who it is. Whether it's Oshaki Foster or Raymond Ford, they all box on the same platform now, DAZN, so it doesn't really matter who wins.
He can get him.
And for what it's worth, I think that Emmanuel is currently the best in show at 130 pounds. I don't think any champion in that division can beat him, but maybe Vasyl Lomachenko can, once he shakes off the cobwebs with Charlie. A fight between him and Emmanuel, presumably in the coming calendar year, could be for not just 1, not just 2, but 3 alphabet titles if Emmanuel can get his hands on the winner and, in effect, their belt.
Loma never went undisputed.
He wanted to, but it never happened. So you figure that if he can fight for 3 alphabet titles in one fell swoop, he would only need 1 more to become undisputed. And who's got that one? Anthony Kakache has that one.
He can beat him.
So maybe Vasyl Lomachenko may yet see himself crowned an undisputed champion in what are the twilight years of his boxing career.
Now, as it pertains to his rival, Gervonta Davis, he's wanted for a probation violation. A warrant has been issued in Maryland.
Gervonta Davis is in the crosshairs of authorities in Maryland who want the star boxer in handcuffs after allegedly violating his probation during an altercation at a Miami strip club last year. A Baltimore judge signed off on an arrest warrant on April 24th, accusing the 31-year-old of breaking the rules of his probation, originally stemming from a hit and run in 2020 when multiple people were hurt. The violation occurred, according to local officials, when Davis allegedly attacked his ex-girlfriend Courtney Russell at Tootsie's Cabaret in Miami, where she was working as a cocktail server during the early morning hours of October 27, 2025. Russell claimed Davis forcibly grabbed her by the neck and physically moved her through the club against her will before she was ultimately able to escape.
All of which is corroborated by the CCTV video that has since been published by TMZ.
So the situation played out very much how she said it did. Tank was arrested for the incident in January and is facing a felony kidnapping and misdemeanor battery charge. In February, after the incident in South Florida and subsequent arrest, a judge in Maryland issued a warrant for Gervonta's arrest for a potential probation violation. However, Tank's attorneys successfully argued that he'd cooperated with law enforcement and shouldn't have a warrant. The judge agreed. Fast forward less than 3 months, that same judge has issued another arrest warrant, and this one stuck. Davis is currently a wanted man in Maryland. So, is he going to turn himself in? And why did the judge decide to rehatch this same warrant?
It could be that this judge thinks that Gervonta Davis is getting off too easy. He's periodically getting into these run-ins with the law, and he's yet to do any real time for it.
The domestic abuse case in Florida has not yet reached finality, so because it's still an open case, it still constitutes a probation violation.
The charges levied against Gervonta Davis, and if those charges end up sticking,
he's up Schitt's Creek without a paddle. I saw everybody getting so excited yesterday that Gervonta Davis reunited with Adrian Bronor on what was Dean the Great's Twitch stream. Everybody got so excited, like Gervonta Davis is back outside, like he doesn't have an open legal case that could see him do time.
I don't know what the fuck is wrong with these people.
And I don't really care either. Or any preliminary news about Gervonta Davis having a rematch with Isak Cruz or a rematch with Lamont Roach. None of that is really on the table until this situation reaches finality.
How is that so hard for people to understand? You can't go scheduling fights when you may end up doing time.
When the news first broke, Gervonta Davis' supporters didn't want to believe that he did what Courtney Russell said he did.
There was a blurb about CCTV corroborating it, but they doubted its existence until the video was published. Then when the video was published, they said, well, it isn't that bad. He didn't really strike her. He didn't really hit her.
That's not up to you to decide. That will be decided in a court of law because we know by now that Gervonta Davis, in your eyes, can do no wrong. Even when he crashes into a car,
where he wasn't even licensed to be driving,
even when he's involved in a hit and run, or several domestic abuse cases, all which mirror each other, even when there's video evidence of it, he can do no wrong to you guys.
So you're the last people whose input we need.
And it's been well over a year since Gervonta Davis last fought, to where even addressing anything involving him doesn't feel like boxing news anymore because he's not boxing.
He's not fighting anybody. What are we still talking about this guy for?
When last year started, he said that he wanted it to be his final year in the sport. If he ends up doing time as a result of this domestic abuse case, it may very well be his last year in the sport. And the most that I can say to that is good riddance to bad rubbish, because he wasn't in the business of giving people the fights that they wanted. He was a parody of a boxer.
A poorly drawn caricature of what a box office attraction is supposed to be.